Requesting immediate landing at Hangar Deck Delta. Over.
Listen, whatever your assignment was, 826, you're now on evac duty.
I don't understand, Control. Sending my landing passcode now.
Forget about that. You have permission to... Wait, you're not carrying any drones, are you?
No, sir.
No drones.
Iron Man is back in theaters and back on the video game scene, hoping to deliver high-flying, explosive action and improve on his last outing, which, to put it nicely, wasn't so good. Well, let's get right to it. This sequel isn't good either. In fact, Iron Man 2 is arguably worse than its predecessor. While the ridiculous difficulty and repetitive levels that plagued the first game have been smoothed out, the few thrills that the first game offered have been flattened. Flying around in a high-powered battlesuit is dull, and your top speed feels pathetically slow. The new targeting system and weapons customization options are good in theory, but in practice they are fickle and obtuse. And it doesn't help that the game is downright ugly, full of lame explosions and Wax Museum reject character models. Iron Man 2 isn't all bad, but the decent parts of the game are overshadowed by the bad parts. The end result? A trying gameplay experience that takes all the fun out of being a futuristic superhero. The game starts out in the middle of what should be a frantic battle scene, but there's too much visual clutter to get a good read on what's happening. Stuff is blowing up, Tony Stark is in trouble, and not just because he appears to have spent too much time on the tanning bed. But Two Brown Robert Downey Jr. still manages to look better than undead Don Cheadle, whose vacant stare makes him seem likely to lunge at you and yell "brains" at any moment. The ugly character models really distract from the reasonable story, which doesn't follow the movie plot but still features some solid villainy and snarky banter. The lackluster visuals generally aren't a problem during actual gameplay, though you'll never see anything that could be called good-looking. Iron Man 2 forgoes the repetitive open-level structure of its predecessor in favor of more directed missions, and the game is better for it. Underground fortresses, tropical industrial sites, and an airborne battleship provide a decent variety of locations, though the most helpful update to level design is the addition of mid-mission checkpoints. The 8 missions that comprise the campaign can be fairly long, and it's nice not to get busted back to the beginning when you fall in combat. And you will fall in combat. Iron Man 2 is not as punishingly difficult as Iron Man was, but it's no cakewalk. Enemies are plentiful and their attacks can stagger you, making it hard for you to evade when you're beset by multiple foes. Though the ludicrous missile bombardment has been tweaked to a manageable level, you can still find yourself overwhelmed. The targeting system works fine when you have some distance between you and your foes, but when they get up close, things get hairy. Looking in a different direction causes your reticle to snap to a different target, and when there are a lot of targets nearby, the reticle jumps around in a very disorienting fashion. There is a basic melee combat system in place that can sometimes help you out of jams like this, but these situations are immensely frustrating and happen often in crucial levels. When the only way to survive a climactic encounter is to just start flailing your fists, it really lessens the excitement of combat. Not that combat is that exciting to begin with. Much of it just amounts to hovering in one area, blasting away while doing some light dodging. There aren't very many different types of enemies, and none of them are particularly interesting, save 1 or 2 of the big bosses. It doesn't make much difference if you're playing as Iron Man or War Machine. Each has a substantial arsenal that you can tweak between missions by upgrading guns, researching modifications, and changing loadouts. This system is pretty neat, and the different upgrades are powerful and mildly interesting to play around with. Unfortunately, the whole system is buried in terrible menus that lack any sort of overview, leaving you to blindly paw through them until you figure out how to do what. The sloppiness of the menu system is reflective of the quality of the whole game. Iron Man 2 has some decent elements, but it stumbles and comes up short in almost every area.
I thought you said this suit could fly!
This clumsiness makes you feel like a bungling rocket goon with guns for hands, rather than an awesome superhero. Unless you're in the market for disappointment and aggravation, give Iron Man 2 a pass.